Man. What a game between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Miami Heat, in a game where we've seen the Sixers down by as much as 14 points in the second half to the Miami Heat. They are able to come back from behind and they take home the victory 105-104. They clinch the 7th seed and they're going to be taking on the New York Knicks, which we will talk about a bit later. And for Miami, they're going to be taking on the winner of the Chicago Bulls and the Atlanta Hawks in Friday's play-in game. So a lot to unpack here in this game. It was definitely a tale of two halves. Like I said before, Sixers went down 14 points, able to come back in that second half. The first half was really a tale of the zone defense from the Miami Heat. First quarter pretty much went the way you expected it. Miami was actually up by 1, so it wasn't a crazy game at the end of the first quarter, right? Back and forth, both teams struggle shooting the basketball, but that's not unexpected, right? These are two pretty good defensive teams. In an atmosphere like this, you know the defensive intensity, all that is going to rise. So it took them a little while to get adjusted. But in that second quarter, you see Miami go to their matchup zone, and they gave the Sixers problems. When you go into that zone, there's only a few ways to really beat it, right? Either you're going to outshoot them and shoot them out of that zone. It does allow for offensive rebounds, so typically you will see more offensive rebounds, maybe some more second chance points, just because the way the matchup zones work. Typically, you may not have a man on the body, and you could come through and kind of slip in and sneak in and grab an offensive board, and you can run the baseline, and maybe if you have a baseline corner three, you can do that as well. So those are kind of the main ways that you want to attack a zone. But the problem is Philly was not making any shots, especially in that first half. And when you don't have the threat of knocking down shots consistently, why move out of that zone? Because it was doing a great job of hampering and slowing down Joel Embiid, who, by the way, still looks like he is not fully healthy. And they're going to need that health to be right come playoff time. But the good news is they get some rest and they don't have to worry about it right now until Saturday. So that is the good news there. They are able to kind of see how things go. So the zone defense, the tail of the tape in that first half. But also what you have to remember, while Miami was up, we've seen that injury to Jimmy Butler. Now, the injury to Jimmy Butler, we don't know exactly what that is right now. You've seen him grimacing throughout the rest of the game. You've seen him in pain. When he actually went down with the injury, grabbing that knee, he was screaming. You could hear it. It did not look like it was anything good. But of course, he played through it. I would assume once he heals up, once the adrenaline has worn off, he will be in pretty significant pain in the morning. Hopefully, we can get some clarification as to what the injury is. As of me recording this right now, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the injury is. We are recording this immediately after the game has finished because we have to go ahead and watch the Chicago Bulls and Atlanta Hawks game. So that is something that I think could have hampered the Miami Heat even in the second half, not having a fully healthy Jimmy Butler. But remember, to counter that, there's not a fully healthy Joel Embiid neither. So both teams pretty much without their star players, and they did not play the greatest in this game, especially in the second half once the injury did occur to Jimmy Butler and Joel Embiid. He did step up a little bit towards the end, but he struggled for the majority of the night. The hero of this game, second half, the Philadelphia 76ers, they started throwing in their own matchup zones a little bit as well, and that threw Miami off in the same situation that happened in the first half, just flipped. Right now, Miami, they were missing their shots, and they were making things tough for themselves on offense to kind of get things going, get things figured out, and especially Tyler Heroes, the main guy you would expect to kind of shoot them out of that. He was not able to do that. He was struggling from the field, struggling from three, 4 for 14 from the three-point line. He did score 25 points. He was not very efficient when it came to trying to get those points. So nobody really helped too much when it came to that in that second half. But we're not here really talking about the zones and the adjustments. if it wasn't for Nicholas Batum. Batum went crazy in this game. He went crazy in the second half. The run was partly because of free chicken for the Miami Heat missing the free throw. Crowd started getting into it, and next thing you know, they started making layups, they started making shots, and Nicholas Batum went crazy, going 6 for 10 from the three-point line, scoring 20 points off the bench. He was the player of the game. He was definitely the player of the game in this one, and he could probably be the reason why Miami fans are disappointed, because they had to see their team play on Friday. And Jimmy Butler, we'll see what's up with his health, because now going into that Friday game, if he is not fully healthy, now Miami looks like a team that could be in danger, especially depending on who makes it through. I'm going with Chicago over Atlanta, but we'll see how that game plays out. As me recording this right now, just looking at it, 13-10, Chicago's up. So very, very early in this game. But that is something that Miami have to worry about. Like I said, Joel Embiid, he gets some rest, and that is going to be important against the Knicks, the team that has the 2 seed. But I think out of the 1 and the 2 seed, everybody would have preferred to play New York over Boston. So they got what they wanted. We'll see what ends up happening, man. This was a good game. Very good game. Batum went crazy. Buddy Hield only made 1 3, but it was a very, very good 3 that kind of helped momentum of the game flow their way as well. Tyrese Maxey struggled a little bit from the field, but he played solid. Tobias Harris did not have a good game. Kyle Lowry, he played well a little bit as well. Did not contribute too much offensively when it comes to points. Sometimes foul hunting a little too much. Same with Jimmy Butler. You can see that in the game. I think that definitely dictated some things as well. But man, you go zone, you give up shots. If the team can make it, you're in for a long run. And in the second half, the 76ers, they were just knocking down the shots. Not much you could do in that situation, because you don't want to come off Joel Embiid. So they picked the poison, and you're gonna live with that. You're gonna die with that. And Nicholas Batum, I don't want to say sent them packing, because they have another chance on Friday, but Batum punched in the 76ers ticket. So you guys let me know your guys' thoughts about this game, and your thoughts of the upcoming series, the Sixers and the Knicks. We'll see how Embiid's health is, but that should be a very good series to watch, entertaining game to watch. In Miami, we need to know what's up with Jimmy Butler. He played the rest of this game, but once everything, adrenaline wears off, if there's anything that gets a swelling or anything like that, it will typically happen overnight and into the morning, right? So we'll see how he looks. If he could play, they have a good chance, even against Chicago, who I think will win this game. But even if it is Atlanta, I think they have a good chance. If he's not ready, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So let me know what you guys think about it, man. As usual, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please do me a favor. Go ahead and leave this video a like. It helps me out a lot. And subscribe if you haven't already. It's DLloyd. I'm see y'all next time. Peace.